morning, guys. Good morning. If my vibes seem to be off a little bit today, that is because I am not feeling all that great, but I still wanted to get this video out. So first I want to say good morning. I hope you guys are having a prosperous day. I hope everything that you are working for, praying for, and seeking in a positive light comes true. First of all, I want to say thank you guys so much to all my subscribers and everyone that comes back and watches my videos. I appreciate it so much. It means a lot to me. Keeps me going on, keeps me wanting to post more videos no matter what's going on in my life. It still pushes me to create these videos for y'all. So if you're rocking with your virtual auntie and you're enjoying these videos, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and please turn on those notifications so that you'll know every time I drop a new video. So today, guys, I want to talk about this video I've seen, and I'm going to put a link in the description box so that you guys can go find it. I was going to do a reaction to it or review to it, but I was just thinking I probably would just talk about it in this carpool confessionals and leave the link where you guys can go check it out. So I seen a video which was titled "Stepdad Mad Because Father gets upset because stepdad takes son to get a haircut." So in this video, the biological father confronts the stepfather at the barbershop while the son is getting his haircut. Now, this video ticked me off really because of how the biological father was acting. He had the stepfather all up against the wall, had his fist balled up, he was swelling up, he was cursing, he was everything, and the stepfather took himself out of the equation by backing up, calming down, calling, the child's mother. And then the child is sitting in a chair looking at this. It never did say like how he found him, but and then he was like, the biological father was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take my son," and then he gets to calling the mother all type of, fat this, fat that, and everyone in the comment of that original video was saying that, yeah, that's not about no haircut. And it's not. It's not about no haircut. It's not even about the stepfather. What is initially about is the fact that how a lot of these baby daddies feel like they still have access to the baby mama. And instead of the father being real with his feelings and saying that, okay, well, he still got feelings for this woman and he mad that she done moved on and found somebody else, he won't sit there acting fool in front of his son because his pride and his manhood is hurt. That's all. That's all it is. And I agree with everybody in the comment box about it was never about the haircut. It's not about the stepfather. He's hurt, and that is how he expressed his feelings in an immature way. Because like I said before, a lot of these men who we have babies by still feel as if they have access to us. And then it's that thing where I don't want you, but I don't want nobody else to have it. Which I never understood that. Then it was after the stepfather calls the mother of the child and they're on the phone, and then it comes out that the father, he ain't gave no support to the child at all. And then he's like, oh, I got that in my pocket right now. I got that in my pocket. And it's like, what is it doing in your pocket? It's supposed to be for the child. So not only are you still in love with this woman, you also want to show up at this particular time and be a raging dad because another man is doing your job. I thought that was the most realist, ridiculous video I've ever seen, because I've been in that situation with my oldest son's father when my oldest son's father was about I want to say 2 or 3. He calls me up one day on my job and tell me that, you know, I better have the right type of man around his son. Now, mind you guys, he never gave any support to his son. The first time he saw our son was when he was 6 months, and the second time and the last time he seen him, I think he was like around 2 or 3. And I literally told him, I says, whatever man I have around my son, you need to shake his hand for doing the job that you didn't want to do. And that led into a whole argument about, oh, he could take him if he wanted to and all this other BS. So you have these men out here who feel like just because we have a baby together, that entitles you to me. That entitles you to still have access to me. And it does not. And I remember growing up when people would say, oh, you have be careful you have kids back, because you deal with that person, you're gonna have to be dealing with them for, you know, for 18 years until that child's 18. Actually, no, you don't. Because my oldest son's father and my ex-husband, once the relationship was over and they no longer had access to me, they were not involved with their children. And matter of fact, when I was married, which is another topic that I'm going to talk about later on, I was a single married person. I was a married single parent. That is a thing. But back to the topic at hand, you just have to be careful about who you have children by. And it's kind of hard to tell, like, how this person's going to behave with certain circumstances. Because my son's father, my oldest son's father, was very attentive, very loving. We hung out, we had a great time. Real loving. As soon as I said I was pregnant, that's when he up and disappeared, got an attitude. He did a whole 180, not a 360. Because 360 means that you're one way, you go all the way back around, back to, you know, he did a whole 180. And I'm like, what happened to the, you know, and it was like almost a whole year before I got pregnant. And that whole time, you know, he was loving, attentive, always wanted to hang out with me, always wanted to be around me. As soon as I said I was pregnant, everything changed. And when I got married, and I had my other 2 children, when we had our daughter in the beginning, oh, he was just like the doting, happy father that did everything. By the time I had our son, that was long gone. And both of these men reacted in that negative way because they didn't have access to me anymore. Felt like, oh, well, that's fine, I don't have to do anything, you know, for my kids, when the kids has absolutely, positively nothing to do with the mess that happens between adults. But they wind up getting hurt the most. My children, emotionally, I had to be both mom and dad, and I had to pick up the pieces every time, you know, my ex-husband let them down. My oldest son, my oldest son was like too young to notice the difference, you know what I'm saying? Because he really wasn't there from the beginning. But in that video of that father being that angry, it's like, dude, you need to process your emotions in a much positive light than sitting there screaming and hollering and want to fight this man because he took your son to get a haircut. And you could tell that this boy had to be about, I want to say about 2 or 3. He was little. And now this baby has been put in a situation where he's got to process what's going on with a bunch of adults that's making it about them. Where the father is so upset, he ready to tear up the whole barbershop. And everybody in the barbershop is like, man, you need to calm down. Or one of the barbers like, man, y'all got to take that outside. And the stepfather was just like, okay, calming down. He's like, I got to take my son. He took his son up out of there. So I'm starting to think to myself, like, if you were in this child's life like that and doing all of the things that you were supposed to do, because what's more important than that money that you send is that time and that bond that you build with that child. So in my mind, in my opinion, it's like, are you really being that father that child needs? Because if you were, you would not be this upset and clowning like this out in public in front of your son. Because parents, real parents that are raising well-rounded human beings, check themselves and their behavior in front of their child or in front of their children. Because I used to have bad road rage, and I used to have a bad, like, curse like crazy. But when I became a mother and I was driving, having my kids in the car, I had to catch myself. Because what example am I showing for my kids by acting like that? What am I teaching my kids? Because kids learn from observation. You can talk to a child all day long. They're going to copy what they see. What they see with their eyes is going to be imprinted on them, and that is what they're going to go by. So with this video, it kind of like me watching it and watching how this father behaved, man. I was just shaking my head because I was looking at the baby's face and how these people trying to get over guys with no turn and signal. Okay. I digress. Back to what we were talking about. I was looking at this baby face and he was just looking shocked and not understanding what was going on. Not being able to process what's happening between two men. And it was just crazy, y'all. It was crazy. So, I mean, like, I want to, like, really, like, talk to the men and the fathers out there, like, once the relationship is over with, it's not about you and that woman anymore. It's about that child. It's always be about the kids, but it's a different circumstances when you're in a relationship with somebody and y'all together with the kids. But once the relationship dissolves, then it's all about that child. It's all about the kids. Y'all got to learn how to co-parent. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like there's not a lot of bitter baby mamas out there that use the kids as a way to control the men, because men go through it too. And half of the time, these men are not deadbeat dads. They just been beat to death by this bitter woman. But we have to learn, we as a generation, as a people, have to learn how to co-parent when there's kids involved. Of course, you want to meet who your who your ex has around your child to get to know them, because you don't want to have a situation where that spouse is mad at you and they taking out on your child. I've seen plenty of videos where these fathers come in, like the one particular one is where the girlfriend did not make his son something to eat, but she fed the kids that they have, and saying, you know, his son is bad, and she doesn't want to be responsible for his son. I've actually known people in person who sit there and allow their significant other or their spouse to treat the kids differently. 2 men now, before y'all say, oh, well, you know, that's something that women do. No, it was 2 men that I knew that was very much like allowed the girlfriend and the wife to treat the child that they had from a previous relationship a lot different than the other child. You know why this truck was okay, alright. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, when I be driving and talking to y'all, I told y'all before, I wish I could turn the camera around, let y'all see a lot of the stuff that's going on, but of course y'all already know, because I'm sure the majority of y'all drive, but I'm really got to contemplate on if I'm going to move Carpool's Confessionals to something else. Because, you know, these people and this driving, man. But I digress. But we have to learn how to co-parent. And when you become a single parent, or if you become a person that has to co-parent, you also have to realize and invest in that person that you are wanting to date or have around your child, because everyone will not under any circumstances treat your child like you would. They just won't do it. And kids get attached very easily, and they don't know how to process their feelings when mama's boyfriend or daddy's girlfriend or stepdaddy or stepmama doesn't treat them the same way they treat the other kids. And then they start turning that internally, like, what's wrong with them? So the whole foundation and the whole fiber of the family, whether it is extended family or you guys trying to co-parent, you know, it's still a family stuff. All of that is still a family, becomes damaged and broken, and then there's room for other stuff to like seep in because the foundation of this family is not strong. When I got divorced and I became a single parent with my kids, the one thing that I pushed on my children was, we're a family, and whatever we go through it as a family. It may not affect you like it affects your sisters and brothers or me or whatever the case may be, but we still a family. And they still have that to this day. They have sibling rivalry, get into it, be mad at each other, let it go, but they still ride for one another. So guys, if you are in a situation where you are a single parent and that the child's father or mother is not in the child's life at all, because women do that too, make sure that you are taking the time out to put that bond with you and your child together. And when you decide that, okay, you're ready to date, make sure that you are taking the time to investigate the person that you want to be around. Because if you're thinking about getting into a serious relationship with this person, then they've got to be about you and your child, because it's a package deal. And this is for men too, because you got single fathers out there that have full custody of their children. So make sure that you are doing, and if you are like don't have full custody, make sure that you are doing everything in your power to be there for that child, because you don't have to be together in order to co-parent or to be in that child's life. The relationship or the marriage may not have worked out, but y'all still mama and daddy to that child or to the children. No matter what y'all do, no matter how y'all behave, y'all are still mama and daddy. That child still looks at you like you can walk on water, and that you are the best thing since sliced bread. Kids are gonna do that. And if you did get out of a bad relationship and there's some residue left of bitterness and anger, work on that, because that will come out in other ways. But make sure that you work on that. Make sure that there is nothing left over from that other relationship, no matter how the breakup was, whether it was good or bad, so that you can be a whole, healed human being while you're trying to raise a well-rounded, productive human being. So that if they perhaps, have children, they're just going to be a representation of what they grew up with, to be a loving, caring parent that always was there and showed up. Because kids don't care about materialistic stuff. We, as parents, make them that way by not spending the time with them, just giving them stuff so they won't be mad at us, or so that we won't look like a bad parent. But giving that child time, your undivided attention, and bonding with them, that's a lot more work than it is to just run into the store and buy them something or get them everything that they want. So guys, I'm going to put the link to that video in the description box, so you can go check that video out yourself. If I can, because I got to make sure that, because YouTube also, I don't want a copyright strike. Let me say that. Because like I say, my channel is very small, and I don't want a copyright strike, but I'm pretty sure that it'll be okay since the video is, already out there. So go check it out. Leave me a comment of your thoughts and your views on the topic today or the video. And also guys, I'm going to start doing reaction videos and putting up some more crochet tutorials, because I'm like, my name of my channel is Crochet Life and More, and I've only got probably like one crochet tutorial up there. But I'm still learning or teaching myself, guys, on how to make these tutorials more informative, get my angles right, because you guys will not believe how hard overhead shooting is. It's hard. It's not that easy. But I will be having one out soon, so I'll be looking forward to that one. So I will be doing these. I think I'm going to continue these carpool confessionals just as they are, because this is therapeutic for me too, talking about certain things, reaction videos and crochet tutorials. I think I'm gonna have more crochet tutorials and life hacks and things like that on my channel, because it says Crochet Life and More. So guys, have an awesome day. Be productive and be nice. You'll never know how your niceness could change someone's day. So until next time, Carpool Confessionals, I will talk to you guys soon.